I want to talk to you about your public relations company,
Yes.
Nominus.
Yes.
First of all, tell us about that from your
Yes.
perspective.
Yeah, so I suppose when I meet a lot of people, they think that my full-time career is as a sports broadcaster, and it's not. Unfortunately, because of some of the issues we've discussed, because football is not mainstream in this country, and it's not. We'd love it to be, but it's not. There are only a handful of people who work as full-time football journalists or football broadcasters in this country. So all along my journey, I've had a full-time job on top of the football work that I do. So I started my career in radio in a very similar way to that you're doing now, and that was at an Italian, a bilingual station called 3AK, and I started that when I was finished year 12, literally out of school, and I thank the people that gave me the opportunity to do that, Peter Corso and Pony Pizzelli. They gave me an opportunity as an 18-year-old to work as a full-time journalist alongside one of your colleagues today, Ricardo Schiro. So that was a great grounding for me. I worked full-time as a journalist, but as my career developed, I realised that it was difficult to find full-time work in that field. So and juggling sport as well. So I worked in public relations and worked for the Premier of Victoria at the time, who was Jeff Kennett. So I'm now showing my age, and I worked as a media advisor to Jeff Kennett in the late 90s. And then from there, that sort of opened the doors to the world of public relations. So from that point, I worked at PR firms and in-house at companies like Telstra. And so my last big job was at Telstra as a media manager for Telstra, a national media manager, which was a pretty intense job. I did that for about 5 or 6 years, and at that point I thought, well, it's time to go out on my own and start my own business and sort of do what I've learned over the last 20 years and do that for myself. So I started up my own business 5 years ago. I've got a partner who I met in Jeff Kennett's office. So we joined forces, and we work with corporate clients, we work with sports industry. The Socceroos is sort of one of our clients as well. And we work to help protect and enhance people's reputation or companies' reputation. So if a crisis hits, we help manage and navigate through a crisis to sort of minimise the damage to a reputation, or to help navigate through those issues that an organisation might be facing. But also on the proactive side of things, we'll help companies tell their story. Sometimes they'll come to us and say, we've got this fantastic solution. How do we get the word out there about what we're doing? And telling good stories is a way to do that.
I imagine it's different for each of your clients, but do you have an overarching philosophy on what makes a good reputation?
It's being honest. It's being open about what you're doing, and it's being transparent. Organisations who don't do that will get quickly found out, whether it's by their customers, whether it's by their own people. We've seen, whistleblowers bring companies down, and it's also about good leadership. So we've seen CEOs fail and bring companies down as well. So through being dishonest, through being non-transparent. So all of those qualities are vital in maintaining a good reputation.